Actors working in super hit films earn a lot of money, and we are all proud of their lifestyle. But a few actors went bankrupt at the end of their careers. Today's video will tell you about the 10 richest celebrities who went bankrupt despite earning millions of dollars. Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson was a famous Canadian-American actress and model who made a lot of money in her youth but didn't spend her money sparingly. Besides the most expensive jewelry, cars, and houses, Pamela spent a large part of her wealth on the world's most expensive cosmetic surgeries. Gradually, Pamela's wealth dwindled, her debts increased, and she eventually became bankrupt. Pamela's financial situation worsened so much that she had to sell her house and was forced to live in a trailer park. That's why it is said that fame and money only sometimes go together. They're easy to get, but very difficult to maintain. Lena Headey. Today's young generation must be familiar with Lena Headey. Lena is a well-known British actress who has appeared in the hit HBO series Game of Thrones. Due to this series, not only did Lena get fame, but also a lot of wealth. Unfortunately, while she was getting this fame and money, her divorce case was going on simultaneously. Lena's husband had filed a divorce case against her and demanded a huge amount. After the divorce, Lena had to pay such a huge amount that all her money was gone. According to the documents, she only had $5 left and had to live on credit cards for several months. Lena is still working hard to re-establish herself and seems to be succeeding in this endeavor. How interesting that the Game of Thrones actress didn't even have enough money left to buy a movie ticket. 50 Cent. Curtis James Jackson III is known worldwide by his stage name 50 Cent. 50 Cent is famous for his rapping and acting, and he has earned a lot of wealth from these fields, but most of his wealth comes from his business. After earning millions of dollars from music and acting, he founded a vitamin water company, which Coca-Cola bought in 2007 for $100 million. Like other celebrities, Curtis also started spending money indiscriminately, spending most of his wealth on cars. Apart from this, Curtis started doing a lot of charity work, and there were thousands of people he supported financially regularly. But some mistakes proved costly for him. Curtis leaked an indecent video of his rival rapper's girlfriend, which led to a court case and a $5 million fine. After that, one of his companies copied the design of a product, for which he had to pay a fine of $18 million. Finally, in 2015, due to his lavish spending and mistakes, Curtis went bankrupt and ended up with $32 million in debt. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, the famous American singer, is well known throughout the world. There was no bigger star in his day. Michael Jackson earned millions of dollars due to his fame and songs, but he spent a lot because of his extravagant nature. Michael Jackson spent a lot of money on the biggest bungalows, the most expensive cars, and his skin treatments. He took loans from banks for many projects he could not repay. The interest on the loan increased, and so did the difficulties for Michael. According to Jackson's forensic accountant, when Michael Jackson died in 2009, he owed between $400 and $500 million. Wesley Snipes. Snipes was one of the top stars of the 1990s. People in the 1990s were very interested in Snipes' films, and his fan base grew by the day. Snipes acted in many super hit movies of the time, and thanks to his brilliant acting, not only did the movies do huge business, but he also added millions of dollars to his wealth. One of his mistakes proved to be huge for him. He did not hire a finance manager for himself, and gradually his wealth dwindled. From 2001 to 2006, James's financial situation deteriorated to such an extent that he could not even pay federal taxes. The court sentenced him to 3 years in prison and fined him $10 million for tax evasion. His finances were already deteriorating, and after the fine, he went bankrupt. Hopefully, if someone gives Snipes a chance to start over, the first thing he does is hire a finance manager. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is one of the few actors who has ruled the screen for 4 consecutive decades. He has done many super hit films in his career, but Pirates of the Caribbean broke all records for fame and business. The film made $3 billion worldwide, and thanks to the film's great success, Johnny also earned millions of dollars. According to 2012 data, he was the world's highest paid actor at the time. After earning money, Johnny left no stone unturned in spending it. He bought 14 luxurious houses and 45 of the most expensive cars. Furthermore, he spent $18 million on a single boat. In 2017, there was sudden news that Johnny Depp had gone bankrupt, and this news was no less than a surprise for the fans. He blamed his bankruptcy on his managers and accused them of mismanagement of his money. The business management company provided evidence that Johnny's overspending and lavish lifestyle led to his bankruptcy. He continued to overspend despite being stopped by management. Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger was a well-known actress and model of her time, and she was regarded as one of the wealthiest actresses. Kim wanted to start a big project to earn more money, but that project turned out to be a nightmare for her. Kim bought a town for a huge price of $20 million where she wanted to build a theme park and a movie theater for tourists, but due to several reasons, this project could not be completed. Apart from this, Kim had signed contract for some films, but due to her business with the project, she could not fulfill the contract, and the management of the film filed a legal case against her. The case was ruled against her, and she was fined $8.1 million. Kim's financial condition could not bear all those losses, and she became bankrupt. Motivational speakers tell you the benefits of taking risks, but time teaches you the downsides of taking risks. Gary Busey. Gary Busey was one of the greatest actors of his time. He acted in over 70 films in his career, many of which were super hits. Gary earned a lot of money in his life, but that money could not stay with him. In his youth, he got addicted to cocaine, and in this addiction, he squandered all his wealth. In 2012, Gary went bankrupt and was left with the last $50,000. Gary was very wealthy at the height of his career, but when his decline began after he went bankrupt, he had to take a regular job. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is famous for his boxing career, but after retiring from boxing, he also worked as an actor on several occasions. Mike was one of the most successful boxers in the world and had the distinction of winning 26 out of his 28 knockout fights. Mike Tyson was one of the most expensive boxers in the world, and at the peak of his career, he charged $30 million for a fight. During his career, he earned $400 million, which was a huge fortune. But no matter how much money you have, it will eventually run out if you're not careful. Tyson thought that his wealth would never end. He bought the most expensive houses and cars. Apart from this, he also bought a Siberian tiger, which cost a lot. You can gauge Mike Tyson's spending spree by the fact that he bought a gold chain in 2002 that was worth about $173,000. In addition to his spending habits, Mike's money was being spent on various cases. He had a case of sexual assault, and his boxing rivals also filed several cases against him. Thus, Mike Tyson's loan increased, and finally, he became bankrupt. He soon became a tax defaulter and owed millions of dollars to the American and British governments. Nicolas Cage. Nicholas Kim Coppola, known professionally as Nicolas Cage, was a famous actor and film producer of his time, whose achievements are not hidden from anyone. He had a knack for turning his hard work and fame into money. Cage earned $150 million from 1996 to 2011, which was a massive success for him. Cage's wealth can be estimated from the fact that in 2009 alone, he earned $40 million, and at that time, everyone thought that his wealth would continue to grow. But it didn't happen. Cage began to spend more than his income, buying the most expensive houses and splurging on the world's finest cars. Apart from this, he started buying the most expensive animals in the world to distinguish himself from others. He also had dinosaur skulls, the most costly crocodiles, king cobras, and sharks. After buying it all, Cage also bought a private island. Cage's habit was slowly draining his wealth, but he didn't realize it. Trouble began for Cage in 2009 with his wealth dwindling to such an extent that he could not even pay his tax returns. Apart from this, in several legal cases, his money flowed like water, and he again started moving toward poverty. He was lucky that one of his comic books sold for a good price, and he was able to restore his financial standing again. Cage's life has a lesson for all of us. Never spend more than you earn, no matter how much you earn. So there you have it, the 10 richest celebrities who went bankrupt despite earning millions of dollars. Surely, after knowing these facts, you must have learned that no matter how much money you have, your mistakes and wasteful spending do not take long to make you poor. In the meantime, if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up below, comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating videos.